Comment of the day, question of the day. How we doing out there around the world? Woo! Another day. Actually parked in front of the gym. We'll get to that in a minute. Actually, question of the day. Let's do it now. It connects to what I'm doing and the injury. What has been your experience specifically with cross training? Okay, and I guess I'll dial it in even more while you're injured. Some people cross train all the time. That's awesome. Good job. But when we are injured, oh my goodness, so many good insights from people that are a lot smarter than I am with respect to how beneficial it is as runners to cross train while we're injured. Oh, I heard it a podcast. They pulled it from a study. It was the 70s or 80s, 3 NCAA athletes, this was part of a study. They were really great. I don't know if they were football players. They might have been. I need to go back and listen to the podcast. But basically, they were put in bed rest for 3 weeks in the study. And when they came out of bed rest, it was as if they had aged. So what they did is, this is back when they were in college. And then 30 years later, they did a follow-up with these same 3 athletes. And their experience in bed rest for 3 weeks was the same as far as their physiological decline as if they were 50 years old. So they went from when they were 20, 30 years later to 50. Anyway, if I find it's a great podcast. If I find it, I'll link to it below in the description. Bottom line, cross training is very important. And okay, we'll do the comment of the day here in a second because now I'm on a roll. Today, going in, doing my thing. Been hitting it hard, doing the core, trying to stay strong. Yes, going underwater. It's interesting. As a kid, I used to love swimming. But I must say, it's not at the top of my list at this point in my life. I don't know. A part of it is I just don't love being cold. But once you start swimming, you do warm up. Anyway, it's just like it's just a little thing. I don't love swimming, even just being underwater. Anyway, it's just not at the top of my list. But here's the deal. Trust the process, okay? Whatever, and listen, I'm not your doctor. Go listen to your doctor if you're injured right now. But with a bone injury, and this is obviously impacted with a type of injury that you're dealing with, whether it's plantar fasciitis, whether it's proximal hamstring tendinopathy. And for me, as I've said before, injuries are a situation where I have to stop running. And in my life, I think I've probably had about a dozen. I've been running for 22, 23 years roughly, and I've had about a dozen injuries where, IT band I had in high school, that was a bad one. I think it was my senior year in the winter, training for track in the spring. So we've all go through injuries. We've all struggled with them. Some people do stay completely healthy, which is, let's clap it up for them in the comments today. But at the end of the day, at some point, most likely you will suffer from an injury. And that's where that cross training comes in. So for me, I was told by my doctor that swimming, I can start immediately if, and this is the key point, if it does not cause more pain than 1 on the pain scale. All right. And this is where, one of the reasons I train by feel is you learn what is 1 on a pain scale for my body. What's a 2? What's a 6? What's a 4? The proximal hamstring, I believe it jumped up to, I think I said 5. I don't think it went to 6. It may have gone to 6. This guy, and actually this is very interesting. I would say in the PHT, the proximal hamstring, I was able to kind of train through it. In fact, tendons, they like training. Just so you know, if you injure your tendon, I think you need to let it rest a little bit, but then you also want to put work into it. Tendons react well with going to the gym and lifting hard, et cetera, et cetera. But for a bone injury, which is what I'm dealing with right now, which it's the, oh my goodness, it is the, what is the name? There it is on your screen. Sacrum. There you go. On the left side, sacrum injury, which is a bone. So I think for me, if it gets above a 7, maybe 7.5, I got to throw in the towel. And here's the footage of my last run. I think it was July 15th was my last attempt at a run. I made it about a half a mile and said, this is not going to work. But my number one regret for dealing with running injuries is cross-training too hard, okay? So right now, I'm forcing myself into that pool because I know the aerobic benefit on the other side when I'm able to start jogging again, and I don't know when it's gonna be. I don't know yet. I'm just listening. It's gonna be so much better. But jumping on the bike, jumping on the elliptical, and when it's so tempting to do those things, and the memory card filled up. Oh, my bad, I forget what I was exactly saying when it filled up. Oh, here we go. So I think I was saying it's tempting to get on the bike, tempting to press the ball down the court quicker than is advised by the professionals, the doctors, and again, listen to your doctors out there. And so patience in the cross training. It's more important to return to full health. That's what I was saying. It's more important to return to full health, not just for your physical side, but also your mental side. We're runners, not swimmers. Sorry if I'm repeating myself. Not swimmers, not cyclists. Some of you are, which is great, but we're runners at the end of the day. That's what brings us joy. And if we're, listen, running's hard. It's not a popular sport because it's hard. And so we might as well find the sports that we love. And for me, it's running. For you, because you're watching this channel, it's likely running. So the quicker you can return to running, the better. By hitting pause on the cross training to the point where you're not re-injuring yourself or you're not slowing down the healing process. That has been, and again, sorry if I said this already, that has been my number one regret with running injuries in the past especially. And did I already mention that, like last week, I just was testing, and sure enough, it just was like, it didn't even hit 1 on the pain scale, but the sacrum, I could just feel it just a little bit after I hit the stationary bike. So I backed off, said, no, we're not going down that path again. We're gonna hit the pool. It feels amazing, no pain at all, no feeling either. And when I say feeling, just picture 2 fingers for a stress reaction, stress fracture. Right now, how I feel, just like a little hard press. It's not a sharp pin or needle in the skin. That's what it felt like maybe, 2 weeks ago. Now it's just like 2 fingers, just like a dull, I wouldn't even call it dull. And I said, don't want to go down that road. Don't want that regret again, because I've done that in the past back in college over a decade ago with other bone injuries. All right. Sorry again, memory card filled up. I think that's all I wanted to share. That's the vlog. I know hopefully you saw some of my work in the gym over the past couple of weeks, which I've had to, again, push pause on a lot of those activities and just go straight into the pool. We got this, DGR. Here we go. Comment of the day, Stephen Bent. Thank you for this on the Verdict vlog from a couple days ago. My favorite part of every morning is sitting on the couch with my 3-year-old son and watching. He asks every morning to watch Daddy's show. I love it. See, that's that 5 a.m., baby. 5 a.m. Mountain Time is when the vlog publishes. That's why I do it, because we're all in this together through good health and bad. It sounds like a wedding. Sounds like we're at a wedding. We just keep working together, okay? So he goes on, I love hearing that so many people do the same. Keep up the great work, Seth. We'll be here to watch through every injury and every up or down. DGR strong. And again, hopefully you don't have an injury this year. Maybe you're injured right now. I know many of you actually are, because you tell me in the comments, you let me know via email. And this is part of the running journey, is figuring out how to overcome it, not just physically, but also mentally. And it's so key not to go backward. Please don't go back. Don't go re-injure yourself by cross-training too hard or cross-training too early, okay? So that's where I'm just kind of walking that line and backing up a little bit. Back it up. You get the comment of the day. Woo! Into the gym I go. We will toss it to, what are we tossing it to? We'll toss it to another cross-training vlog from a while ago. Another bone injury, okay? Cross-training, if you just need a little encouragement, go watch this right here, right here, right here. We got this. All right, seek beauty, work hard, and love each other. See you tomorrow.